All right, let me see if I'm live. I should be.
It says live at the top. Oh, I can check for you too. Yeah, you live.
All right, it is. Somebody said Beast was coming to the show. Keep it real, Dark Side. Y'all coming on my podcast. SEI sent y'all. Dark on Quiet. He got the call also. Beast probably ripping their tails right now.
They got me,
All
bro.
right, I'll pull up the chat. I didn't even see the whole the whole thing is right here. Um, I just want to make sure this works. Okay, it does work. Okay, cool. All right. So got myself, bro. This shit is so bright. Got myself, Finest, Dark Side, and Diaz. We're not gonna go over. I'm not gonna say the entire thing. I'm gonna unlist it and then post it. Just so people can have. You don't want to hear us talk over it. I primarily want to go over the biggest one to me was the desync one. Because Cold Blooded hasn't uploaded that yet, so we could just go over really quick. What was it? It was that one. It was the judging from Finest. It was the tier list from Dark. I like that one. And then the how fighters are acquired. I think those are like the main points. But if there's anything else in the video that people wanted to go over, just say something and I can see the comment. Never mind. Yo, what's good with you, Deuce? So I'm gonna share my screen right now. Share window, media player, share audio tab.
Yo, was that the last comment in your chat?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
at 9:59.
I did the pop out joint, so trying to make sure it works.
All right. Let me know if y'all can hear this. I want to make sure y'all can hear this. Yo, what's good with your box? Can y'all hear this?
Play it real quick.
No.
Nah,
No,
bro.
I can't hear nothing.
Can't hear that joint.
Okay, cool. Technical difficulties. JMMA biggest hater in the chat, aka Take Body. Yes, sir. The dude who boxes in real life and then spams body jabs. Yes, sir. What's good with you? That sound like an ASMR. I think I know why. Hold on. Let me turn off.
Yes, what you got over
I
there?
got it.
Me?
Yeah, I saw the drink, but
This right here. This
If
is
y'all
Coke
got
Zero,
any
bro.
questions, just
Is it
pop
regular
them up
Coke,
in the
no
chat.
Jack
And
in
I'll
that joint?
just put them up on the screen.
Coke Zero, bro. Coke Zero.
Okay.
Coke
That's
Zero.
my addiction right here.
Bro, I tried, bro. Sprite Zero, dog.
Yeah.
Whole
Should
different
be
ball
smooth.
game.
That shit hits right.
Yeah, bro, it hits, bro. To share audio or tab, I gotta share a tab or screen.
I mean, I'll be honest, Jay. We really don't even need the video, to be honest.
Yeah, I know we don't need the video, but I did want the. I do want the decent clip. At least go over that one. I got it on Discord, so I wouldn't even have to open.
Blooded hasn't posted that yet, right?
Yeah, he said he was gonna post it tomorrow.
Because I believe he actually brought up a solution for that as well.
Yeah, he brought up the finals joint, right?
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
people
yeah,
was
yeah.
asking about that. Yeah, people was asking about the people was asking about that. So, what's up, everyone? Would like to see hit detection be fixed and addressed as much as possible, so we can enjoy everything at it. Got some bad news for your brother. I'm gonna keep it a beam. That ain't getting fixed no time soon. To me personally, especially after that conversation with Will, though, what I got from that, and y'all can probably piggyback off it. It just seemed like everything was just like the engine. That's what I got from it. Honestly, it was just like,
I didn't know we
what
could
about
talk
this?
the Will
Yeah,
conversation.
it's the engine. No,
Honestly,
we can.
bro,
I was gonna record it, but my phone died, bro.
I feel
I
like
couldn't even record it.
for the longest, we kind of knew like it was like the engine this whole time. We just kind of
Mhm.
were just kind of like speculating, but it was kind of confirmed indirectly.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing too. A lot of people's like, I know a lot of people didn't actually like the answer, but it was like to hear them say it is like it was like okay, it was like confirmation basically. Because I mean, we all kind of knew it was either the engine or just they didn't know how to fix it. But
Oh, my brother.
who did I show it to? I did show the box.
But I feel like the version we played on the tournament, I feel like that I like that version. I don't know about you guys. I liked it.
Uh, I didn't like it compared to the
You
live
didn't like
though.
it?
You didn't like it? Was it because of the knockouts? Do you think it was that like no knockouts and stuff?
Well, my thought initially with the tournament build was first of all, obviously we didn't get any time with it, but I know when they do stuff, something else changes. So
Mhm.
it felt smooth, but the scoring was definitely different, and I could tell even like Jacobs was a little different from the PC version. So I was like, some
Yeah.
things are different. I just don't know what because I don't have enough time with it. But I could
I'm not
definitely
gonna.
tell the differences.
I felt like the skill gap was like so much smaller.
What
Like
do you
playing
mean?
on land compared to like online, it just like made fights way closer than what they really are. Because I played Pride before I played a
Mhm.
game to warm up, and he was like, "I'm so used to like people throwing the jab and then not hitting me." So like I'll just stand there and just be like, "Oh, the jab ain't gonna hit me." But every time he threw the jab, it like the jab landed every single time. So
Yeah.
I think like that skill, like what you're used to online, is just it's like you kind of had to like redirect your whole thing. I know you practice like none of us actually
I'm
practice
not
though.
gonna
So
lie to you. I was fucking practicing like crazy. Leading up like the last 2 weeks. I was like, okay, let me really try to deep dive into everything with the game. But then when I was playing, I think I was playing Box Eyes on stage because that was a different build from the one we was playing on.
Mhm.
And even that build was different. So like all three of them felt different in
Felt different,
comparison.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there was even the one, if y'all remember, what game was probably Juice is in here, so Juice could probably back this up. When they were like blocking and like it was thrown at the, did y'all ever figure out what that was? I don't know if Juice
You're
could
talking about the
explain that.
feints, the
Yeah, like when they were blocking and then like they were trying to throw a punch, but like the feint itself was coming out slow.
I didn't want to
honestly,
Pretty
say
sure you remember
anything.
that.
honestly,
Yeah.
I
the
knew what
I
it
person
mean,
that
there's no
was, but
NDA.
that's
No
been in there
NDA.
for a long time.
Really?
But
Really?
yeah, you could do that right now. Like I was doing that shit 8 months
That's
ago. Like that's
crazy.
that's been in the game for quite a time.
I think they told Sage about it. Like they actually told him like what it was. I wasn't there though, because he was the one playing it with
Yeah, I remember that.
it was him and Box.
Yeah, that's been in the game for a long time.
Okay, Juice said, can y'all see the comment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's clean
Yeah,
as
okay.
that's
That's
clean as
actually
shit.
very
Yeah, that's
clean.
clean. Yeah.
Mhm.
I had a fight last night where punches didn't land and I had 70% accuracy. Hold on, I'll put it back because I had it up for 5 seconds. All punches that are supposed to land actually land. They just need to adjust a lot of things because we could be back to magnet punches. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know, cause on one hand, and this is the conversation that we had with Ash before we get into this desync clip. The thing the talk we had with Ash was, I think a lot of the times he adjust, not he, but like they overall as a company adjust things to like appease too much to the community. I feel like rather than just like, that's why I told Will, I was like, bro, y'all just gotta drop y'all nuts, dog, and just like, it's like do an update that actually matters. Like I'm just tired of like the, you know what I'm saying, the piggyback, you know. But
I
I
have
don't
I
know.
have a
That's like,
theory on why it's like
yeah,
that. I think, I mean, especially since for, compared to what they told us, I'm pretty sure what they're trying to do with the accuracy and things like that. The reason it's so high is I think they're trying to compensate for the desync for all the punches missing because of desync by having the accuracy naturally higher. Because they probably feel like they can't. I mean, we're not probably. We know they can't fix the desync, but it's probably what they're trying to do is have it artificially, the accuracy artificially higher online to try to compensate for how many punches would actually miss. You know, because of the desync, it's never going to line up properly. So they probably have it heightened on the accuracy end. Because I did notice offline when we played offline, accuracy was never that. It was never that high. Those percentages, it was never getting up to that type of level.
100%.
So they're probably trying to compensate just so that punches somewhat land. Because most people's complaint right now is definitely like I'm standing right in front of him and my punch is missing and all that right now. So they probably have it tuned higher online to compensate for the desync. But at the same time, like Juice just said, like at the same time on his screen, he probably didn't look like he was landing 70% of his punches, but on the stats, he was landing 70%, but it doesn't feel like that when playing the game. So it's probably just an accuracy thing to try to compensate for the desync.
Yeah, I feel like, and while because I got the clip up, but it's in like DM, so I'm gonna put it like somewhere in Toon Squad. This is an interesting comment. I'll show this on screen. He says, "Old Gaming Dad 82 says they need to hire the guy that's making Bloody Knuckles. That game's mechanics are better and it's all one guy." I will say, shout out to Love Seat. It's no beef over here. I know he didn't really like the video I made, but I mean, hey, bro. And a lot of people, oh, it's only one developer. Why you not? We don't do that over here. Sorry, love you, but I think with Bloody Knuckles, what kind of I'm not gonna say the game is necessarily bad. I just hope he's learned to like just stop feeding into that narrative. I really hope he doesn't do that again. He really does not need to do that again. Like that whole Undisputed is mechanically not close to Bloody Knuckles, and you know what I mean, like all that, and then it like it dilutes like your mindset when you're making a game like that. But from what I've seen, he got like the ref in the ring and stuff the last time I saw. So
I seen his last video.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The game is looking pretty clean so far.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I haven't played it in a while though. It's been more than a year since I played that game. But I'm about to give it another try just because of the things that he's putting back in the game. It's looking pretty solid.
All right. I got the clip right here, so we can all react to it because this is never seen before footage. I'll share my screen, but you can't even have a teleprompter on this bitch. Window.
That's the desync, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be the desync clip.
Bro, I feel like all right, there we go.
Yeah,
There we go. All right, let me. Y'all can hear it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure I got the chat and stuff up.
That shit was loud as
Here we go.
hell.
Yeah, you might want to turn it down.
That shit was loud as hell.
Like 50% on that, yeah, for sure.
All right, let me go. All right, here we go. Okay, that's kind of too.
Desync. This is probably one of the biggest challenges or issues with the game, and like I don't know how much we've spoken about in terms of like why it is the way it is.
Yeah, we can go into more detail.
I mean, I think at a very simple level, right?
Can't dog? Do y'all have screen sharing yourself?
What you mean?
No.
Cause I wonder why it's doing.
No, only
I
you.
wonder why is it not? It's not lagging for y'all, right?
It was lagging for me.
No, it definitely was.
It was lagging for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
I think I know why. I got Google Chrome. Yeah.
Maybe because
I got Google Chrome open. Yeah, that could be something too. But I'm more than sure it's because I had Google Chrome open too.
We designed the
That sounds funny.
the
No, I
actual
was doing
boxing
the exact same
experience
thing.
of having like oversimulated.
Start that big
It's
boy.
that
Moving
desync.
towards that.
It's desync, all right.
It's that DC, the DC talk.
Got desync into the
Decent.
video.
It sure
The
is.
DC. J went from 720p to 144. Okay, let me see. I wonder. Let me see. I could probably share my whole screen. I kind of don't want to, but just
I
for
don't know
the
if I'll
sake of
save
this
you, but you
clip.
could try.
You got some on that screen you
Yeah.
want people to see, Jay?
I don't know, man.
Man.
It starts with a
Hey,
P, man,
the internet is
too.
forever.
Let me pull it back up. It is.
Nah, the lagging on the video was kind of crazy.
It was kind of crazy. 4D vlog.
For the vlog, my friend. Only if they knew what they
I
could have
know
had.
This is super ghetto. It is the second one. I think I have it downloaded, so that I hope that helps. Okay, yeah, I do have it downloaded.
Were you playing that from some like a
Discord,
like a
'cause maybe
website or
one of
something?
Bro,
those play it for you.
I was playing it off Discord, off the
That's probably
off the fucking
he was
the
playing
internet.
off of
That's,
like
pre-
a
that's
chat or
probably
something.
what. Yeah,
that's probably
yeah,
why.
that's probably what. It's probably what.
Yeah,
All right,
we
here we
about
go.
to find out now.
Right here.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna
Part
turn
two,
it down to
part two,
like
part two.
the like. Nah, come on, bro. Undisputed too, bro. No desync, man. Here we go.
Was a general consensus. I think everybody said right. Desync is probably one of the biggest challenges or issues with the game, and
there we
like
go.
I don't know how much we're talking about in terms of like why it is the way
Is
it
it
is.
doing it again?
Yep.
He can't be doing it again.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad, but
It's bearable.
yeah.
But
Hey, that's all we need, baby. We just need it to be better.
Yeah, if we can go into more.
I mean, look, I think I don't.
Yeah, abort mission. Hey, abort
No,
mission.
brother.
Hey, just tell him, dog. We all know what we heard there. We can just tell him, bro.
Nah.
We can just tell him, bro.
Yeah.
We just
Okay.
tell
So
him.
basically, what was said?
Oh, Cold Blood right there too. He in the chat.
Yeah, big blooded man. Shout out to big blooded man. But what was said basically in the clip, the desync clip, I'm pretty sure Blooded will post it and it won't be fucking desync. But
Hopefully he can post that tomorrow, right? Bloody.
Yeah, we need that. Blood of the streets need that. Good crooks, by the way. But I think what he said was, so if y'all don't, obviously y'all didn't hear, but they had the game offline. The game was made completely offline at first, and then like they started hiring multiple, different companies and people who, know how to, transfer a game from the engine to online multiplayer. And they basically was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, what? Like Undisputed pretty much butchered whatever I don't know how that works. How you poured it from A to B, from engine to. I'm pretty sure Cold Blooded is going to explain that in his video, but whatever the fuck they did, they butchered it, and they've been trying to fix it ever since. And honestly, I would say that kind of just chalks it up to, I don't want to say incompetence, bro, but I'll say inexperience. Yeah, I'll just say inexperience, honestly. What do y'all think?
Diaz, you want to go first?
No, you could go ahead. You could go ahead. You could go ahead, brother.
I'm trying to remember what the clip said.
No, he basically was like, we had this sandbox offline game, and then we try to bring it to all online, and people was telling him like, what did y'all do to the game? Basically, like, what the fuck?
I mean, I can say you
Pretty
want me to
much
go
what he
first.
said.
I remember the conversation. You want me to
Yeah.
go first? I can probably
Yeah.
add some more context to at least somewhat to the level of what Cold Blooded was talking about. But basically, what Jay just said was basically Ash was talking about how they were making Undisputed. They basically did it all offline. They didn't make it really multiplayer like inside of its code, basically. So essentially, they made it like an offline sandbox of what he was explaining. And then when they basically got like most of the game fleshed out, then they decided to try to put it online, which is probably why we have all the issues we have now, because they didn't optimize it in the beginning to be online to begin with. So when they tried to go put it online, they encountered a whole bunch of issues once they tried to port the game and get the multiplayer aspect online working properly. And Ash talked about in that interview too how he's had different game studios look at the code, and basically they was just telling him like, yeah, this is not how you make a multiplayer game. Basically, like you're cooked, and this is the base of the game. Yeah, GG. Like there's nothing you can really do with this at the base level of the game to make it function better online, because so much of the base of the game was coded basically for like an offline experience, so to speak, and nothing's optimized for online play. So the reason why you hear a lot of us, like all the community, is basically talking about Undisputed 2 and things of that nature is, right, the base of the game itself has so many flaws from how they built it from the ground up that I think for them to go back and fix a lot of those issues, it would take so much time and so much effort that they probably do just want to wipe the slate, so to speak, and start off a fresh base, because it's going to be basically impossible for them to, like, the major issues in the game, everything basically surrounded by desync, it's going to be virtually impossible for them to correct it to the level that we need it to be at for it to be a functioning game at this stage, right? Like, there's not really. I'm sure they've tried multiple things at this point, but if the base is bad, you can only do so much on top of a bad base to correct the issues if the base is already so flawed. It's obviously definitely flawed. But for Cold-Blooded's point, what he was talking about that's when we were talking about Ash was reaching out to different game studios. I have them look at the code and kind of see if he can get any ideas on how they can kind of fix any issues in the game and things like that. And Cold Blooded made a good point about the finals, and kind of how the finals ran into a similar issue with their physics based game and with the game engine, the fix that they use in their game, and kind of how they had some similar desync issues where things were happening on one player's screen while the other player was seeing something completely different, which is obviously exactly what's happening on Disputed a lot of the times when we're seeing different things on each other's screen. And he was kind of telling them to reach out to Embark Studios, which is the creators of the finals, and kind of reach out to them and kind of see how they solve their desync issues, because they have made great strides in that regard to kind of sync up the gameplay a little bit. So he was kind of making that suggestion, which I thought was a pretty good suggestion for sure for Ash to reach out to them. But a lot of things I heard, like the way Ash was talking and the way Will was talking all that time, it was kind of like they reached out to a whole bunch of people, and basically everybody they reached out to was like, "Yeah, you're cooked," basically. Like,
that's going back to pretty much we we all knew that. It's just I feel like if they would have said this like earlier, it wouldn't be
exactly
as much of a problem. Somebody asked Dame Shot, so servers aren't going to save it. No, servers will not save it. I don't think people understand this. Call of Duty Warzone right now, they're on dedicated servers, and that game has been dealing with desync since like June, and it's about to be October. So like, it's pretty much it's pretty much the same thing. Cold Blooded says, in a nutshell, the game has dynamic physics on an engine that doesn't support a dedicated server to synchronize the physics. Think of it like this: if we both throw paper in the air from our rooms, the paper will fall. Hold on, damn, too many topic. Paper will fall differently, and we will not see the papers fall. That's DC.
Okay, y'all hear this?
That makes sense.
Nah, I can't hear it. But I think that ties down to like as well that every time the game gets updated, like it never really goes forward. It's always like it gets updated, something gets fixed, and then something else gets broken. And it's kind of like I feel like that's why we don't get like many updates consistently. It's kind of like, okay, we get an update here and then we have to wait, because I feel like they have to really test the changes before they drop something, because they know something else is going to get broken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to say when we was in the room because I wanted to be respectful. I kind of went ham the first day.
Oh, I didn't
it
tell
made me
him
want to
before you
ask.
go, B. I didn't. I
Yeah,
don't
go
want
ahead.
to. I didn't. I know you didn't want to. You didn't know if it was India or not. But I saw a lot of comments. Oh, they was on their best behavior and they P's and Q's. I didn't. Nobody
Oh.
told y'all. I'll tell y'all. And
Uh,
Finest was in there going back and forth, and then him and Game went back and forth, and then the QA tester was right there. It was like
Best
funniest shit
behavior.
yeah,
ever.
You call that
And
best
then
behavior? That was crazy.
Sage had said something
yeah.
about I think the QA is the problem while the woman was sitting right there. And then Finest goes, so we can't ask her questions? Oh, she QA? We can ask her questions, right?
Yeah, and
So I
then
thought that
everybody just kind of started clearing the room, just saying, nobody wanted to be part of the.
I just
Apparently, I
think
was
it's
pressing
funny.
everybody.
People expect creators just to be disrespectful. Like that's not how it works. People need to understand like when you get creators in front of like the devs or like whatever their team, in order to get your point across, you have to be respectful. So because no matter what you're trying to say, if you're disrespectful, even if you're right, the message is not going to get delivered. I promise you, bro.
Yeah.
So it's always have to be respectful when you're talking to anybody, just in general, right? Because everybody deserves respect. So it's not like you're gonna go in there and start just screaming and just it doesn't work like that, bro.
And
It
I
just
thought I was
doesn't.
Right.
rather respectful, to be real.
You were respectful, but
No, you
you
were.
was playing.
You
You
were.
was present. I ain't gonna,
Yeah,
you
I
was
mean, I asked
present.
everything that I had a question
Uh,
about. I best believe it got asked. But in terms of the clip, the thing when I heard Ash speak about the desync, that really left me with an impression of, so why keep adding stuff to something that doesn't have a good base? Because honestly, it's been 2 years since even beta, and you knew
Mhm.
there that this problem existed. We got a hit confirmation system. We got new DLC fighters. We got new mechanics on top of that. Changes to different mechanics, different animations added. The whole animation got switched even on when the game got released to consoles. Everything, there was just so much of why do you keep adding? Why do you keep adding? Why do you keep adding? And never go back and fix anything. I know the community got to a point where they kept asking for, oh, we need more fighters, or we need more of this, we need more of this, we need more of this. But you're not fixing what was done before. It's like building a house on a bad foundation. You just don't do that. At some point, you
Right.
have to go in there and stop adding and go back and fix. So that was the thing I really wanted to ask. But everybody, we only had a limited amount of time, and other people have to ask questions. So that was really my thing.
I just think they can't fix it, bro. Because like I said, I feel like every time they drop an update, they fix something, something else gets broken, and so I don't think they can fix it for this game when it comes to like the foundation. That's why like the game that released on October, was it last year? Was it 23
Yeah.
or 20 or 24?
24. It was
'It's a
24.
completely different game to what we have today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
every time it gets updated, it's something different. So
Yeah.
I just don't think they can fix it.
Like I remember a comment that a sub left on a video. He was like, "I don't know why you guys complain after not having a boxing game for so many years. You got like 16 different iterations of one boxing game with Undisputed. So it's never
All
been the
right.
same ever since."
Somebody, Crypto Color asks if you guys ready for part two. Let it be known we all got to stick together. Don't waste our time playing a broken game. Just release part two. What do you guys say? Honestly, I don't know about the whole part two thing because they were like a bit secretive about it. I told someone this the other day. It must be extremely awkward right now. Just like everybody's walking around the office, and then like you see like your replacement being hired. That has to be so fucking awkward. You just like you walking around the office, then like you check the Discord, and just like what the fuck? I'm about to be replaced in a few minutes. That's crazy. But I
I
don't know,
mean,
bro. Like a year in, like we're gonna be on Undisputed too.
I'm happy
I don't know.
with a different edition. Or for me, it's hard to trust the second edition of a game, even though they typically better. Because I'll be honest, like if we look at like the EA UFC series, that first game is ass.
Yeah,
And then UFC 2 is, it's a bit better. It's fun to play,
yeah.
and it's definitely a major upgrade between 1 and 2. So I hope Undisputed
Mhm.
will do the same thing. It's just your rep is kind of tarnished to be releasing 2 when you spent so much time on 1 trying to fix things and you didn't really make too much progress. So from a selling point, it's like another $70 plus you just try to do this Crawford with the DLC thing, which is probably gonna be another $70, and
Right.
it's a lot to ask for, and you haven't done enough in the community's view to fix it. I'm understanding of it because I'm a content creator, and I'm cool with investing time and money into something I'm passionate about. But some people you only get one chance with. So I would like them to be able
Yeah.
to show that they could correct the desync problem. If not, at least get it to a point where it's really playable. And then you release 2. But if you show you can't do anything with this, even with the bad base, it doesn't leave faith with your hardcore fan
I
base.
don't what I don't want to happen, and I hope I'm not right. I don't want this edition to get released, and then it's just like, well, yep, that's it. We signed these new fighters for Undisputed 2. We're moving on to Undisputed 2. Yeah, see ya, love ya.
Were
See
you
ya,
talking
see,
about the
see
Crawford
ya,
version?
tears. Yeah,
It
I
can't be,
hope
bro.
that's
No, it can't
that,
be. It can't be.
bro. Because even as someone, I'm gonna be honest, I'd be straightforward. I don't know what some people gonna say. Oh, Jim, it made you need Undisputed for your channel. You gonna buy it anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna shy away from that. You're damn right. I'm going. A new game on Unreal Engine 5, a boxing game. You're damn right. I want to see what they have to offer for their second game. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna get it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like, no, I'm not gonna get it, bro. You shouldn't get it too. Ooh, that's a whole nother discussion for another day. You know what I'm talking about. But it's just like that part of it is stupid. But I was telling Juice, we was talking about it. The pure intrigue of if they can fix desync for one, how the graphics will look. Can they really implement everything they want for a boxing game on this new edition? You really don't have any pressure from investors anymore. They pretty much got their money from this one. Clean slate, can they, you know what I mean? Can they do it? That the pure intrigue, just off of that alone, I'm gonna stick around to find out. Now, if we get the Undisputed 2, then it doesn't happen. It's like, all right, see you later. But yeah, going from this one to the next one, I'm definitely gonna stick around to see. Bro, I stuck around for UFC 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like, come on, bro.
I have
I
all
would
5
be
of them.
so
Yeah.
I would be so hypocritical. I buy 2K every year. Like it would be hypocritical for me to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. You know what I
I'm
mean?
protesting like I did Fight Night Champion. Poe, keep it a band. Everybody always say they're gonna protest. As soon as niggas saw they could green in 2K26, sales went like that. You don't spend $500 on my players. Like, let's keep it a band.
I want to
You
say
gonna
something
play the
about the
game. You
protest
gonna
thing.
play the game.
I
You gonna buy
remember
the
when
game.
we all boycotted,
Mm-hmm.
and then when we boycott, everybody was like, "Oh, they're gonna come back anyway. Don't worry, they're gonna come back." And then when we didn't come back, it was like, "Oh shit! Like, hold on, come back." But but it's just like I don't know what the whole protest thing. I mean, the thing with Ash, right? And I kind of want to talk about this diet going in a different direction with the conversation. When he brought up, I think this is a good point as well. When he brought up the 90% to 5% thing, which was a example, by the way. So I want to explain if you haven't seen the clip or haven't seen that part, what Ash basically said. So Juice had asked the question, and basically Ash said this: it's really hard for them to kind of not scale, but look at a certain percentage of people complaining versus a certain percentage that aren't complaining, and say, kind of like split the focus on either or. I think a lot of people aren't really understanding, which is pretty obvious, I would thought. People who leave reviews on Google and Steam chart numbers and all that, that is a very, 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 very small pool I mean, they sold 1.7 million copies, bro. So like that is a very small scale pool of people who are buying the game, interacting with the game. And someone made a point in my comment section, or was it the Discord? I don't remember which one. They said you gotta think about out of the 1.7 million people, how many people for one bought the game that didn't like it or did like it, and then the amount of people who didn't even leave a review. You gotta remember that too. A lot of people buy games and don't leave reviews. So I think until we actually get the numbers on something like that, it's going to be hard to scale. But I thought it was pretty obvious. There's more casuals than like hardcores, right?
There's
Come on,
definitely way more
yeah,
casuals than hardcore for sure.
yeah. That's what I got from it. So would y'all want a hardcore? I wish we would have talked about this after the meeting, but the hardcore versus casual. Personally, I don't want a hardcore mode. Ash said he doesn't want a hardcore mode.
I think that's
I personally, I don't want a casual mode.
I mean,
I would,
you don't need a hardcore or a casual mode with a balanced game. You just need a game that functions correctly. The skill
yeah,
gap in itself will separate between players naturally. If you want to go in there and just
yeah,
fucking swing for the fences and knock each other out in 2 rounds, if the game works properly, then you will be able to do that. You don't need a necessarily like a hardcore or a sim mode to do that. I don't think it's needed.
yeah. And Juice said tried to start a boycott most and following. We was in Chocolatito. Folks saw it as an opportunity. That's why I know most people aren't really that mad. They're mad, but not that mad. Agreed.
Mm.
Agreed. That's why I see a lot of people be like, "Man, bro, I ain't buying the next DLC. We gotta stop buying DLC. If they drop Mike Tyson for this next DLC, everybody's getting it."
I
And that's why,
actually skipped two of the DLCs, bro. I only bought the Jake Paul DLC and then I think it was the with the Klitschko brothers. I skipped that one. What was the other one? Damn, I can't even
the
recall.
Monster Pack, the
The
with
Monster
Benavidez.
Pack. I just
Yeah.
recently got that like a week ago. I didn't buy it.
Yeah,
And then I bought the Reason one, but I stopped playing the game just in general because I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed. I feel like Steel City Interactive is Steel City Interactive because of the way they communicated everything before, and they stopped doing that. And when they stopped doing that, I was like, damn, this doesn't feel right. So I stopped. I just stopped playing the game completely for a
Mm.
couple months. I was not
yeah,
even uploading videos like at all. It wasn't even like me trying to boycott the game or anything. I was just upset. I was really upset. I'm like, I don't even play this game right now. So just gonna leave it alone for the time being.
yeah. I feel that. I saw a question that I kind of want to get your opinion on. It was from Crip. Here go right here. We just gotta keep spreading the word. We boxing community. We ready for part two. Let's cut to the chase. I'm sure the world will get the owner of the company. So how would y'all feel? Let me ask y'all that. How would everybody feel if they say, all right, this Terrence Crawford DLC is the last one. We're done. We're done. We're moving on to Undisputed 2.
Uh, how many
If that's the
updates?
announcement,
How many updates
how
have
many
the game
updates?
gotten? Like 4?
Maybe like I'm trying to think. See, we got one in November, and then the next we didn't get the next one until what, like April, which was the
They
head movement one.
they will
So
have to
that's
drop
two.
like a major update, like something
Yeah,
massive that really improves the game to a point where I could be like, okay, I'm fine. But I just don't see it happening.
I mean, if I was to sell it, if I was a marketer, you better have that fucking release date of the second game. You can't just be
yeah,
That's a good.
like, oh, well, we're gonna focus on the development of the next game, and we can't do nothing else with this. It better be like, so we're done with releasing updates because March 1st of 2026, Undisputed 2 drops on Unreal Engine 5. This way I don't feel blue balls as a consumer for buying all these DLCs, hoping the game was gonna get better, and then now I know I gotta wait another year or another 2 years for the game. If you don't have that done, then you're pulling the EA where it's like, oh, well, this is the final tuner update released for Fight Night Champion, and then 10 years later, still no new game. So
right. Dark.
I'll put it this way, right? Like at this point, if they were to say that either way, it really doesn't matter what I think on this specifically. I'll still tell you, but either way, they're gonna get backlash regardless if that's how it's gonna. Even if it's not this, even if the Crawford release isn't the last update, even if it's like at the end of the year, like in December, if that's the last update, even if it's then, they're still gonna get backlash regardless because so many of the game issues haven't been fixed yet. And really, the main thing, and I feel like they talked about when we was out there, was that they could have done better communicating things. Like when they were telling us this stuff, right? Like they're telling us why desync is such an issue, why the hit registration and all that stuff is such an issue. Our thing was like we feel way better about that knowing it now. But like I feel like they could have alleviated so much pressure off themselves had they just communicated some of this stuff way earlier when they were initially dealing with it. Because now it looks like even me for like before I went out there. I'm like, like Diaz mentioned earlier, he was getting frustrated. He stopped playing the game, right? Because it's like, are they even hearing what we're talking about? Like, do they even care to fix these issues? They keep releasing DLC? Do they just want more money and they about to dip? Like, what's going on? Had they communicated earlier that they know the core issues, but it's like it's hard for them to fix it because the game was built basically offline. Once they moved it online,
Right.
they incurred a whole bunch of issues, or the engine's limiting their options on how they can fix certain things. Just little stuff like that. Had they said that earlier, I feel like they'd be in a way better spot now. But now at this point, even if it's the right move, which I think it probably is the right move, if like the base is so broken that you need to basically it's easier for you to just create a new game off a cleaner base, it probably is the right move. Like I definitely think that is the move. If they can't fix the core issues of the current game, they should do that. But even if that is the case, it's gonna be hit with a bunch of negative feedback just off the fact that they didn't communicate that way earlier. And they were still selling DLC, like Finance said earlier, adding stuff on top of the base of the game. They're gonna get negative feedback regardless. I think they just have to they've already made their bed on that front. They just have to eat that now. Like there's nothing they can do to lessen that blow. Whether they announce that the game is ceasing development now or in 6 months, even if it's a year from now, if they say it's ceasing, it's gonna happen. The backlash is coming regardless. There's nothing they can do now to stop that from happening. So they're just gonna have to decide. Like I think what Finance said makes the most sense. Like they need to have something in place along with a ceasing development announcement that leaves you lets you know exactly where the game is going in the future. There shouldn't be any guesswork on that front. Like they need some type of a release date, like Finance mentioned, release date or some type of release announcement when the next announcement is coming, like a concrete date, not summer of this, fall of this, like an actual concrete date where like they can actually hit, like to give people more information, but they can't leave it vague because that's just going to be even worse on that front. So, in short, I do think they need to cease development probably if they can't fix the core issues because it's going to be the same thing a year from now. If they keep adding DLC for a whole another year, but punches are still busted, these things still there. It's going to be the same conversation a year from now. So the sooner they can get into a better spot overall, like start working on getting a better game out, the sooner the better. But they're going to eat the negative feedback regardless, and rightfully so, because of the way they communicated that. That's just it's just how it has to be, based on what they've done so far. So,
yeah, I agree. Post said UFD the UA5 there is just starting. I got some news for that. Well, not really news. I think this is obvious. You don't just start hiring just out of the blue randomly 2 months in your game. You're just now starting. If you personally ask me, this has been something for a while. A lot of games that get announced that they say, hey, this is in development. It's been in development before they've even said it was in development. I think a lot of people got to realize that. What I personally think, if they do announce this, there has to be something alongside that to ease people's minds. It just can't be, well, we're done. Here you go. It has to be like, this person is going to be in it, or this is what the game looks like. This is what we've been working on. And like Finance said, and like Dark said, we have a date. Here you go. It has to be something else that I don't know. I just don't see it. I just can't. Yeah, like exactly like GTA 6. There has to be something to where it has to be, how do I say? It has to be a model alongside the action. So if they come out and say, Undisputed 2 is coming. They drop a trailer with, I don't know, fucking Floyd Mayweather or something.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say I can live with that because it's still like fuck, we just wasted a year of time, but it's like that lessens the blow a lot. Like Dark Side said, because you're getting once they do announce this, you're getting heat regardless. You're gonna get heat. So I feel like if they have something alongside that, which I hope they do, because if they don't, gee fucking G's. But I would hope they have something alongside that. Shout out to Woke, man. I appreciate you for stopping by.
Let
I
me
saw when
put
they
this.
started.
Let
Yeah,
me
go
say
ahead.
this too, Jake. This is about what we just talked about. Because Ash did mention that when the championship edition gets released, there is features coming along with that too. Now we don't know
Mhm.
what exactly that entails. We know what that means, but that kind of gives me like a little bit of trepidation because that does sound like here goes the championship edition, one big like if it's more features coming, it's like some type of features coming, a big update or big patch coming along with that. That does sound like the point where it's like here's that last big hurrah, and now we're moving on to the next phase. Like that's kind of what
Yeah,
it feels like. I don't know if that'll be
yeah.
the case, but
I feel like that's why they were being so secretive about it.
it's
If you personally ask me, that's what it feels like to me.
that's what
It
it
feels
feels
like
like.
we got an announcement coming in the works, and we would rather have us announce it than a bunch of YouTubers.
You know
That's what
what's
it.
funny too?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
It was funny watching Cold Blooded explain to Ash what he thought about the fix with the finals,
Hmm.
and like the whole time he's like this,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
like not
Yeah,
trying to like. I know he has something in mind or this some
right.
type of plan, but he couldn't say, or he
Yeah,
chose not to say, not to ruin or spoil anything. I'm not, this is just my impression of watching him. I'm not putting words in the
yeah,
man's
yeah.
mouth. He can speak for himself, but I get the impression something's gonna change, something big is gonna happen. There's probably some big news coming. He just couldn't tell us.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I felt the
That's.
exact same way. Especially
Mhm.
like I really felt like a lot of our conversations where we were all talking about the issues with the game and stuff like that. Like they
Mhm.
knew, like there was nothing there that we said that they were like, oh man, like we didn't think about that. Like they basically everything we talked about, they basically already either knew ahead of time or they like it felt like they already knew like yeah this is busted. We're looking at solutions for X, Y, and Z. But especially when Cold Blooded was talking to Ash, it was basically like they obviously didn't tell us nothing, but it basically did feel like, yeah, that's basically what we have. Like that's the solution we're gonna have to implement too going forward to fix the issue. Like we looked into that too, so I kind of feel the same way. Where like a lot of this stuff they have already tried to fix. They probably tried a whole bunch of different fixes, and nothing's worked. And at this point, they know what they want to do going forward, what they want to try going forward to do certain things. But obviously, future questions and all that, they weren't talking about none of that with us. So but I feel like it's probably closer than we probably think.
I also thought
Um,
like, um, I would say there was quite a few things that were said that surprised them. I think the pricing of DLC was one. Um, Definitely the scoring. I could tell that shocked him for sure. Uh,
Mhm.
Conversation that I had with Steve Kim, and then basically him back on what I was saying because I thought the main thing with the scoring that kind of I found funny was the current system kind of encourages you to not play sim. Like it
Yeah.
encourages you to just
mhm.
press whatever and do whatever, even though his intended reaction was to do the exact opposite. There was that the ratings of fighters, even though he agreed with you, Dark Side, I could tell your perspective on it changed for sure. Even the meta conversation that we had about how the game is played around different tiers and who to balance the game around, I thought that also shocked them and gave them a new perspective on things as well. So I don't know. I
Mhm.
think I think a lot of what we share too, even the marketing aspect about if your game has problems, you're never going to be able to, you know, build and sustain. Well, you can keep building, but you're not going to be able to sustain anything if these issues don't get fixed, no matter how well you market your game. I think they took all that stuff on board and took it seriously. That was my perspective.
Yeah, and when we were told, somebody says, hold on, I'm gonna put this up on the screen. Somebody said y'all need to stop playing with my emotions. But before we went to the office,
Yeah, I read that too.
and we were told like before we get here, I just want to let y'all know we've seen y'all videos, we see the Discord. Unfortunately, we cannot talk about the future. That kind of just let me know. I'm gonna be honest. After we had left dinner that night, myself, DS, and Blooded, and Box, we just had that conversation. It's like, yeah, it's like I think it sounds like they know, and they're finally like I guess acknowledging that not this is the end, but like we hear y'all, we see y'all, we're gonna do it. I don't take Ash as someone, or really the company itself, as just they're gonna release something that's well. Let me not say that because Undisputed One was half-assed, but I don't feel like I don't feel like now that they've kind of acknowledged that the whole selling point for Undisputed 2 is gonna be we couldn't do this in Undisputed 1, so here's it for Undisputed 2. They can't fuck it up. It's just like this is like no, it's do or die. This is like do or die. It is literally do or die at this point. It is. Because I was saying before the game came out, the first patch is going to tell us everything we need to know. Because I learned that from UFC. I learned that from EA. The very first patch of a life cycle of a game just tells you how the entire history till the next game is going to go. And unfortunately, I didn't want to admit it, but after that first November update, which I actually liked, a lot of people didn't like that update. That's honestly
the one with the fucking Captain American shield block. That block.
Yeah, no, not that. That was the one that came in January. I hate that one. Not that one. No. The one before
No.
That didn't have the Captain America.
One of them had like a patch where it was like the pace of the game was slowed down. Yeah.
That was the January one with the block colliders and stuff, and like everybody was able to block. Yeah, it was that one. That was the one after. I'm talking about the one before that, when Wilder got patched. What they like the hit stuns and like you would get hit with a Wilder hook.
Yeah, I know.
Like you believe it was that one. I like that one. I thought that was like I was like, okay, we're going in a good step, and then the block colliders one came out. I was like, yeah, this shit might be, it might be sayonara. But Diaz, I want to ask you, what do you think is gonna come like leaving like on the way home after everything? What did you take away from just like the conversations,
bro? I took that everything that we talked about. It was kind of referring towards like Undisputed 2 at the end. It was like, okay, we hear you. Let's, talk about it. But it was kind of like, yeah, we understand what's going on. I don't think we can fix it here. But for Undisputed 2, yeah, that's kind of how like it was like every question that not question, but argument that we were putting up there was kind of like, I got you on Undisputed 2 type of stuff. Yeah. That's just how I felt about it. So I wasn't really pressing the issue. I'm like, I understand because it's just like it's. I don't want to say it's too far. Well, I think Undisputed 1 is far gone now. It's been a year and we're still on season 0.
Yeah,
on ranked. So yeah, those were my thoughts.
That question too. When I brought that up, it was like, yeah, there's no plans to reset rank, and I'm like,
oh, I forgot about that too. Damn, yeah, I forgot about that.
You ever seen like
Kazuya
hit you with a fucking gut punch or like go on land some hard shit? I was like, damn, son, like I still gotta play rank and watching people. Like it's crazy looking at records every time I queue up for a rank match because you got a motherfucker who's literally like 765 wins and 665 losses. I'm like,
bro, you think that's bad?
You want to reset this shit or like
Norm Block solo has like 1,400 like wins and like 1,100 loss. That I was like, jeez Louise, that's basically you like like I'm not gonna say no, you're no life in it at that point. But
this is like what 30 minutes of play. Yeah, that's a lot. I'm not gonna hold you, but at the same time, it's like the game has such a bad base with the quitting problem in the beginning. So even if you don't reset it because you don't feel it's that big of a priority. There's a bunch of other shit that needs to be fixed for sure. But just to give players something to play towards, reset I ain't asking for too much. Just reset the records and just allow us to climb without this motherfucker just leaving the match. I get a loss and he gets a win, and just some random stuff happens. It just gives a little interest to play for, just something.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they would have reset the record too.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're never getting out of season 0, right?
No, he said.
Oh no, it's
he's
GG.
like, he said,
yeah.
that's
I
just
don't
GG.
think we getting out of season 0, dog. That's
It's
probably
GG's.
cooked.
Post says, who stays on the game longest, a casual or a hardcore fan?
Hardcore,
I always
for
refer to
sure.
this.
I mean, we already know what the answer to that is.
It's a hardcore. The best example I like to use with this, and I learned this in high school when those pep talks where they teach us to stop smoking cigarettes and shit. But I never forget this conversation because it applies to like right now. I compare it to like the cigarette industry, bro. It's essentially like they know like the people who smoke are eventually they're always gonna be there. There's no they're gonna leave, like they're addicted to smoking. So they're always gonna be there. Same thing with 2K, same thing with boxing, same thing with UFC. You love the sport so much, you play it, you practice in it, you partake in it, you watch it, you're always gonna be there. And then eventually when you do leave, the casual is the replacement smoker, or you transition that casual into a hardcore. So that casual who's playing this game and oh my goodness, I love it so much and I buy every DLC. Once you leave, you leave, that casual is just taking your spot. That's all it is. When you have a supreme amount, when you have 1.7 million, it's kind of hard to go, yeah, I'm leaving the game, y'all. I'm gonna protest it. This is gonna really get them to stop like, you know what I mean? It's like I made almost $100 million, bro. Like that's not gonna really move me. But I will say though, with that boycott, I think it did work. Ultimately, at the end behind the scenes, we kind of
definitely worked.
That was the conversation that we had on Friday. We're kind of pressing that line, going back to where we started. I don't mind doing another one if we've got to go back to what it was before. But we're kind of pressing that line, going back to square one. I don't want that to be a thing. But yeah, I agree with y'all. Somebody said, I saw a really good question. Can we talk about why catch and shoot was removed? This sounds like a finest question. Yeah, that's you. That's
The perfect question for me, man. Catch and shoot was removed because a lot of people were saying that it was overtuned because you didn't have to move in the correct direction. And it's funny that you even mentioned catch and shoot now because I see people trying to do it like right now on PlayStation. It's funny watching like a gold or a silver player trying to catch and shoot because they do the same thing they did on like Fight Night Round 3, where they're just moving the guard and manipulating it just randomly. There's no real execution behind it. So in early beta and early access, you could just move the wrong way. Like if the hook came here, but you threw a hook on this side, it will still generate a counter window. And then you'll be able to get a free counter off it. So they took it out the game to try to rebalance it, or it wasn't even a thing like they knew was even there. It was like, oh, there was a catch and shoot feature at one point. It's like, yeah, there was a catch and shoot. So please bring it back. Now it's kind of back in the game. It's not as busted as it was before. It's still there. But instead of you being able to generate like counter windows in general still don't work nearly as good as they used to in early access. Movement counters to catch and shoot, to even stepping back, and even the most basic of movement could generate a counter if you were able to move away from the punch. But that was because they didn't have no real tracking system in the game initially to determine how the punches were landing. So they removed, in short answer to summarize everything, it was unbalanced. Some people called for it to be rebalanced or like reminded them that it was in the game, and then they brought the feature back.
Okay. He says, and no body hooks. I actually brought this up. I'm glad you asked this. I actually did bring this up in the conversation with Will, and the body jab was brought up as well. If y'all remember how it went, basically, I know Dark Side may remember, but it was like they got 130 fighters and they have to go through each. And how was it again? I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah, I
Basically.
can. I
Go ahead.
can tell you.
Yeah.
Basically, this goes back to like what we talked about earlier too, which is the base of how they did the game causes so many issues going forward. This is another reason why they have so many issues because every fighter that they like, for example, right now the Joe Frazier body hooks are on every fighter in the game, essentially for the most part. And you would think that that means like they can just say let's just click like a box for like Joe Frazier body hooks and then just select all the fighters and put it on everybody. But for some reason, the way they have it in game, how they have it coded is every boxer is individualized. So for them to do something like that, they have to add that animation to every boxer individually. And then not only do they have to add that to every boxer individually, they also like what Diaz was talking about earlier, which when they change one thing, something else might break. They have to go check every individual boxer for that same animation to make sure it didn't break anything else. And that's just for one singular animation for the body hook. And they have to do that for every single fighter because it's all individualized. There isn't like a let's just add one punch set to every fighter and we know the punch set's fine, so it's not going to break anything. They don't know that because every fighter is coded so it's like in an individualistic manner. So they have to check every single aspect of every fighter when they make a change on something. And why they decided to put the Frazier body hooks on everybody and then do it that way, I have no clue. Of all body punches to put, I don't know why they did that. But that is when we were talking about like, can we add like the good animations to certain boxers? Like, if we're gonna give everybody a same animation, can we add like the better body jab that the women have, like Terry Harper has, the regular normal body jab that she has? Can we add that to everybody and take out the sliding body jab that everybody has, or can we add the good body hooks to certain people? And basically, what they were telling us was like it's such a large effort to do that because they have to check every box to make sure nothing breaks, and knowing them something will break. So they're gonna have to try to fix that on whatever boxers it breaks on, and they have to do that for every single boxer. So that's probably the reason why they can't just take the good animations and give it to everybody right away. And like in the next patch, can we just give everybody the good body jab? They can't do it basically because they have to check so many different things. It's just such a big effort for them for something that shouldn't be that big of an effort. But that just goes back to the inexperience of making the game and the base of the game. They did it in such an individual manner where now the game scope, I'm sure when they were making the game scope was way smaller, so it didn't seem like that big of an issue. Like we had like 25, 30 boxers, we can just check those 30 boxers, right? That's not a big problem. But when you get over 100 boxers and now you got to go through every single boxer to make sure nothing breaks, now it's a way bigger issue. The game scale is way bigger than it was initially. And it just goes back to the base of the game being what it was.
Yeah, I
So
think that
Paul
came up
said,
as well when I was talking to Will. I was like, "Yo, why don't we give what is it? I forgot his name. Caleb Plant, the uppercut that Emmanuel Augustus has, because I don't know if you guys have seen Caleb Plant fight. He kind of has like that shoulder jab that is kind of like that. I was talking to Will about it. We should give Caleb Plant that same uppercut that Emmanuel Augustus has because
yeah, he throws
Caleb,
that a lot.
yeah, he does that a
Yeah,
lot. So
yeah,
and then
he does it
he
a
was
lot.
he was telling me the same thing. And then just before we go of this segment, they need to upgrade Terry Harper. I'm just saying. I'm gonna just put that out there.
Oh yeah, we
I,
talked. We talked
I,
about
I was just put that out. Hey, they
that.
gotta up the hey, you know. Right?
Oh man. Post says they plan y'all. That's not how it works. I have a post I wrote with information from veteran devs. It's in my blog. I will see. That's the problem, though, right, Poe? We're not dealing with veteran developers. I don't think if we were dealing with veteran developers, we wouldn't be in this position. It is true though. Every time the update comes out, something breaks, and I had this theory at first. And I kind of still do. I don't feel like nothing breaks. I just feel like when he fix something, everything around it just gets much worse. It just stands out way more than it really did. That's kind of what I was thinking at first. And then what patch was that? The Benavides patch came out, and then like it was where like damage would happen and like the damage wouldn't go down. It was either damage or stam wouldn't go down at all. I was like, okay, yeah, shit is just straight up breaking at this point. Yeah, shit is just straight up breaking.
Yeah, and then
Sure,
it does. I think it's a combination of both, to be honest, because I've been saying that for the longest time. Like, I already see this as a
Yeah.
problem, but when you fix this thing, it's gonna cause something else to be glaring because it's already either stupid or it doesn't make much of sense. That's why I was always say, like, for example, when it comes to the conversation about, oh, should they add manual blocking or not? I'm like,
Mhm.
sometimes I just want them to do it just so I could just prove my point. When you see how
Yeah.
fucking cracked that hand speed is, Imagine they fix desync and they added manual blocking in. Yeah, I will
Online. Oh
see
my
how
goodness, dude.
bad
How you
the
gonna
hand
react?
speed is. It's impossible to
Yeah,
react.
you
Like
can't react.
you can't react to
Dude.
any of it. It will be so glaring, and then
And
people will start
this
playing
is
about that in masses. Yeah.
this is something that I talk with Darkside a lot because when we're testing out
Mhm.
stuff. Me and him play the most. When we was testing out Jack Dempsey, I was telling him, dude, and I was countering him with uppercuts. I was telling him, bro, it does not matter if you counter him with uppercut, and that goes back to the whole counter thing. I think that was brought up in that conversation as well
Mhm.
with Will. It does not matter. Even if they do add manual blocking online, I feel like, bro, it's just the counter system is so wonky, dog. Like, for example, with the Dempsey roll, the counter to that, because he's dipping down, would be the uppercut.
Mhm.
But it doesn't matter. The uppercut lands, and even though he's going through the Dempsey roll, the counter still comes off as if you missed. And
Mhm.
I kind of feel like it's gonna be the same way with manual blocking. I hate to be that dude that says, how they be, y'all just suck. Y'all need to get better at the game. But I gotta say this, bro. I feel like a lot of people are not ready for manual blocking online. I feel
No, they
a
aren't.
lot of people are not. A lot of people are not ready for manual blocking right now. I think that actually was the point of having that at first. Y'all remember when when the game first came out, they had that online to where you were able to do it manually.
Mhm.
I think that was gonna originally be online, but I kind of think they had the same idea too. Box I shout the box, man. Big oos, man. Big champ. I didn't have much to say because I know there's a counter to every meta. Only thing I had was desync and better individual animations. Can't fix things if desync and connection isn't right. 100%.
I agree.
It's something that Finest says all the time, bro. I mean, not just Finest, pretty much we all say in the testing chat, bro. You're making changes primarily around desync and you're not fixing. It's like spraying perfume around a pile of shit, bro. It's
Mhm.
that's basically what it is. The desync is the pile of shit. You're trying to put flowers and perfume, and it's just like it's right now. It's just it's not gonna work, man. Honestly, can y'all talk about vulnerability system that was working on from Dev Block 12?
Didn't
Bro,
he talk about why they couldn't
Yeah,
add
they did.
that?
Yeah, they
yeah,
did.
he
What
did.
did they say,
They
Dark?
did.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it goes back to, I mean, I guess this we can talk about this for a couple different mechanics that were taken out of the game and are no longer in. But basically, a lot of the physics in the game got dumbed down because of how bad it made
Mhm.
desync. Like, if you think desync is bad now, it was probably even worse. So much worse that they decided to take a lot of things out of the game. Like,
Dude,
I'm
desync was
sure,
terrible in
yeah,
early
and it used to be
access,
worse.
dog.
Yeah, it was way
Bro, it
worse
was
before.
terrible.
Yeah, and then part of
Yeah.
that they said was like a lot of things physics based, like physics based blocking. Why that's no longer a thing in the game is due to the desync. Ash said they were trying to work on vulnerability. They encountered a lot of issues with desync, which is why they basically scrapped vulnerability. They didn't say this outright either, but I'm sure it's the same thing with the footwork. How the footwork was like in the betas, where you're able to get way better angles on people. I'm sure that got taken out for the same reason because that was extremely
Mhm.
physics based. So I'm sure that got taken out for the same reason, which is due to desync. A lot of the things that were physics based in the game, they essentially admitted that they had to dumb it down. And also, when the game started getting ported to go to console, that was another thing. They had to dumb down the
Mhm.
physics to meet console demands without blowing up consoles. So they had to dumb down a lot of that stuff as well, which kind of made a lot of the different aspects of the game cookie cutter, unfortunately. But that's kind of where it was
I
at.
kind of wish there was like two different versions of the game, honestly, like where they kept
Hmm.
majority of that stuff for PC and then
Yeah,
just have different builds for console. That's personally what I would have done. It's not like it's cross-platform anyway. So
right.
if you
Yeah.
wanted the more in-depth boxing game, get it on PC. Like that's just a simple answer for a lot of things because they do that with different games. You see it all the time where
Hmm.
it's like
Yeah.
the PC
Mhm.
version
Yeah.
is where it's at. And if you need something for console, just for people to casually enjoy, put it on console.
Yeah. Dominique, I'll upload the whole interview Sunday. I want Cold Blooded to upload his video and then I'll just upload the whole thing so everybody can watch. But Juice says I remember playing the game early and the punches weren't fast. I thought, oh wow, people with fast reactions are going to be a problem defensively, but the community didn't like it. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a thing for a lot of, like, currently right now people don't like regular punches. doing damage. Personally, I like it. I'm not gonna
like
lie
it.
to you, bro.
Mhm.
I like and this is something that I say a lot. I think people are like really like we talk about, we can sit here up all day and talk about simulation boxing and this and that.
They don't want that shit, and I have to
They
keep it
don't.
saying. They
Yeah,
a lot of people always
everything.
talk about that, but they do not. They don't want it. They
I
don't really
tell
want it.
people this all the time. Everything in real boxing is not applicable to a video game though. It's just not.
Mm.
It's not applicable. Like for example, Deontay Wilder. If they were to add in a prime Deontay Wilder right now
It's cooked.
with 100 power, it is cooked. You're going to go in with your hands down. You're gonna run into a power shot and get flash knocked out, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, bro, like this game cheating me, dog. I should have ate that."
I mean, they
Hey,
feel
you
that
asked
right
for
now with the random rocks. They think the random rocks are random,
Yeah.
and I try to explain to people, you have to really look at the position of your fighter, because
Yeah.
that's generally if you're circling into the wrong way, and then I just pop you with a straight. Or I had a match where I got hit clean as a bitch because I was blocking low, and I got popped with a 1-2, and I got stunned. I knew instantly,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that was the reason. It just looks like a normal punch, but you see it in boxing all the time. Look like a
Yeah.
dude just
That's
sticked
what.
his arm out there and he's rocked, or
Yeah.
the dude got knocked out. Like that's how it
Yeah.
works.
That's how people got to get used to. Boxing is dangerous. You got to get used to the
Mhm.
mindset that any and everything can hurt you. Bro. I think Poe can agree with that. Poe's boxed before. He's been in the gym. Any and everything can hurt you, bro. You can walk into anything. That's what makes boxing so dangerous, bro. The unpredictability of it. And something that Steve Kim said. He was joking around with it when he was talking about the fighters. But
Mhm.
boxing really is a sport to sport fight, bro. Well, a fight to fight sport. It's
Mhm.
literally one fight, you could be at the top of the world. Next fight, you're not at the top of the world, bro. And I feel like with this game currently right now, I like that aspect, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Regular punches hurt me. I love that aspect. It gives me
Mhm.
more to fucking think about. When I play a game, I want to think. I want to get better. And this is something that's why when we were talking with Ash and Will, I kept bringing up FGC, bro, because with that, I suck at those games. But when I Diaz literally just talk, shout to it. But I like those games. But when I was when you play them and you watch them, it's like one mistake in one of those games literally
You holding
cost you the
107 damage,
yeah
and you're gonna get
yeah
carried across the screen. You're gonna be in the air for 30 seconds, and then when you wake up, you're gonna eat another 60 damage if you block wrong. Is
yeah
that's how in depth and how quick you have to be on those games. And unfortunately,
yeah
combat sport games in general don't punish you hard enough for the mistakes that you make, because people make a
yeah
shit ton of mistakes, especially
100%.
even in early access. I used to tell people this all the time. They'd be like, "Oh, you got to be cheating because you get 113 counters or 160 counters of the fight." Like, no, you're literally just making that many mistakes, and I can
Yeah.
capitalize on those mistakes that many times. But
Yeah.
casuals don't like that.
The man.
Wes says that manual blocking alone takes away so much from the online player base, way too hard to master. But that's the thing, though, and I brought this up to Ash. I'll never forget watching what's his name, dude? The old, not older dude. He has a hat on. The older white dude. Fuck, what's his name, dude? He be streaming. He was streaming Undisputed. I forgot his name. He's like a real beast stream. Summit 1G. I think that's his name.
Oh yeah.
Watching him getting completely destroyed in the early access, but he was like, I'm just having fun, like learning how to get better at the game. I feel like stuff like that. I was telling Ash that should be like the sole reason as to why you continue to like keep not developing, but stay on track and not like feed into the casual fan base. Because like you see people with Tekken, for example. I'm pretty sure a lot of Tekken players wish there was a casual mode. Right now, I'll give you the perfect example. Fucking 2K players right now. There's 2K players right now who are like Red Plate is essentially like undisputed ranked currently right now.
Mm.
And these motherfuckers are like, man, I'm tired of running into the best of the bro. Take out skill-based matchmaking, bro. I want to run into motherfuckers who just got the game. And I 100% bet you, Wes, it's gonna be exactly like that on this. It's gonna be exactly like that, bro. And that goes back to my point. What do they value more?
You know what's
So,
funny, Jay, that you say that, because an effort on fighting games to make it a little bit easier they added this thing called like modern controls,
Mhm.
where they basically give you the option to like pull off air combos, pull
Is
off
that on
easy
Street Fighter
grass.
6, right?
It's on Street
Mhm.
Fighter 6, and they
Mhm.
have a similar thing with Tekken.
Yeah.
I think
And
they
then
need
you
to
get to the
stop cater. My bad, bro. Go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
I just think they need to stop catering to like the casual players because I think they need to understand casual players get the game, they play, and they leave, right?
Mhm.
Your
Yeah.
hardcore fan base are the people who are gonna stay here through the bad, through the good, and just whatever, right? They need to stop catering to those casual players because at the end of the day, those players don't even play enough to know what the fuck they want. That's
Mhm.
why I feel like when they nerfed Deontay Wilder, a lot of people left. They're like, the game isn't fun anymore. I can't just do the same thing all over again. So it's
And
like
win.
they need to stop catering to like casual players and just focus on your main audience, which is, people who want to see boxing game and do the best they can, right?
But Ash
Yeah,
did
and
mention something that
yeah.
during that part of the interview, which I really respected, because he talked about Dark Souls and how he likes games with that skill gap in mind, and that's something he wants to bring to Undisputed. Maybe not, it won't be in this Undisputed, obviously. Maybe Undisputed 2 for sure. But you see, I always say this: combat sport games is the only games where someone who's fucking terrible, like straight up ass at the game, can compete at the level that somebody who's really
Yep.
good can compete at.
Yeah.
Because you do
Yeah.
that same bullshit where you try to just use like modded controls or something in a fighting game. You get past orange rank, your ass is getting blown
GG.
the fuck up, and you're gonna have to learn how to play the game properly. Combat sports is the only games where you could be lagging with 300 ping and still think you're comp. You could be sitting here throwing combinations that make literally zero to no sense and still compete at the top and act like you're good. The only games.
Yeah.
And that's because they cater to a casual audience with changes. Too much.
Yeah, 100%. That's something I'll put it back on the screen if y'all didn't see something that Ed said. I think we all agree. It depends on the goal of the game. Do they want to make it to where any schmuck can pick it up and play, or emphasize more on comp? And that's something I said in an interview with Ash, bro. It's like, do you want it to have it to where anybody can get on this game and hide behind fighter picks? That's my biggest thing, dude.
I mentioned that
Anybody
too.
can get on
Yeah.
this. Yeah,
Mm.
anybody can get on this game, dude, and just pick up Canelo, body jab power right hand, body jab power right hand, and win fights. Because trust me, I've had to deal with the bro. I fought, and I'm probably gonna release this footage, dude, because I just want to show people how some of these top players play. I fought a Platinum 2 who used Julio Cesar Chavez while I was using Diego Corrales, and he spammed nothing but power hooks the whole, and it was the most annoying shit ever. And I'm sitting there countering him, but it's like it doesn't matter because he hits 100 times more harder than fucking Diego Corrales. And I think that is like the prime example of that statement right there. They really have to figure that out. If we're gonna talk about a next game or a fucking engine switch and staying on whatever the fuck they about to do, if it's Undisputed 2 or Undisputed 1 new engine, whatever the fuck they about to do, they gotta figure that shit out, bro. Because having it to where any and everyone can just pick up the fucking most powerful fucking character or fighter in each division and just consistently hide behind that pick is just fucking ridiculous to me. I shouldn't have to wait to 5 rounds to turn up offensively. I don't that shouldn't be a thing, like Price said, and I thought it was one of the better points in that whole interview. If someone wants to come out and throw 100 hooks in one round, let them throw 100 hooks in one round. But they, after that one round, they should be significantly gassed out with long-term snap. I 100% agree with that. If that was actually something implemented into the game, perfect example, Conor Benn. Conor Benn came out extremely explosive versus Chris Eubank. And then once he could not knock Chris Eubank out with that onslaught, Chris Eubank started fucking him up. I would like to see something like that, honestly.
I mean, with the fighter picks, I think that's not gonna change it like at all. I think it comes down to balancing because every combat sports games, people want to use the meta fighters or just the most powerful fighters, and that's because those are the most popular guys. So when we're talking about
Yeah.
a boxing game, boxing for the casual fan, Canelo, not even Terrence Crawford, Canelo, Muhammad Ali, the Mike Tysons, and just the most popular fighters. So if you have casual, players, they're always going to pick those guys because those are the people who they know. The game
Yeah.
just needs to be balanced to where if you pick Canelo and I pick a low-rated fighter, I have a chance to beat you if I do the right things. I think that's what it comes down to.
I
Yeah,
always
and
want
this is
that. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I 100% agree. That's all I was gonna say. But you go ahead, find this.
I thought interesting part of the conversation too, because as it's on this screen, stats shouldn't be a thing. If position matters, why is there an accuracy rating? That means the player is the accuracy rating. I think Ash talked about trying the idea of dealing away with ratings when they were talking about fighters during the conversation with Darkseid. And
Mhm.
honestly, I want to be able to just pick up fucking Hobie Price and whip somebody ass, and it don't matter who he picked if I'm the better player. So I think
Yeah.
Juice also talked about that as well as like just making the animations with each fighter uniqueness being the thing that carries everything. So that's. I mean, I hope it goes in that direction. I don't know if it will though.
I honestly, and Juice brought this up, and I think it's probably the best point. With that, takeaway ratings. Just
Mm-hmm.
take away ratings. You get rid of the conversation of why is Jake Paul and Jai Opataya the same thing? Why is Jake Paul rated higher? You get rid of all that. You take away ratings. You really hone in on stats because stats are completely terrible. I mean, Darkseid brought it up. Canelo having a better jab than Caleb Plant. Eric Morales being, oh my god, his stats are fucking terrible. Arturo Gotti stats being terrible. Mickey Ward just now getting liver destroyer. Like stats and traits are all over the place. So if they really could just if it takes for us not having ratings, then what's the point? Because Ash said the rating is just a facade. That's basically what he said. He said like,
Oh yeah.
it's just a placeholder for something to be there. So just take it away. I don't have no problem with them taking away. Or
What
like
what
bring in a
what would
tier
they add
system.
instead of ratings?
I mean, he said a tier system, which like remember in UFC 3 where it was like B tier, C tier,
Mm,
18.
okay.
I wouldn't have a problem with something like that, and you just have regular stats. I think that probably would be the the best way to go about it. I mean, people are not gonna like it. I mean, rightfully so, but Jake Paul. Let me put this into perspective. Who is a good example? Muhammad Ali is a 90 overall, and I can honestly say he is top 3 most overpowered fighters in this game currently right now. He plays like a 99. You can sit in the pocket, you can take away someone's body health, take away their stamina. You can outside fight because he's so fucking fast. You can sit there and spam hooks on the outside because his slap hooks are a thing. Again, the point that Darkseid brought up, everything that you would think defensively about, is defensively weak about someone in this game, and you try to take it away, isn't there? It's just
Mm-hmm.
not there at all. Okay, Canelo has slow footwork. Rocky Marciano, slow footwork. Let me sit on the outside and box. Oh, well, but I'm just going to press up on my fucking D-pad, and now Rocky Marciano moves like Muhammad Ali anyways, and he hits 100 times harder. Like, it's at this point, honestly, I would rather them take it away. Personally, that's how I feel. I know Poe just said that 2K does well ratings and it's arcadey. Personally, bro, on one hand I agree, but on the second hand, it's like it's a video game. So like them not having no ratings really wouldn't matter to me. Do I really need ratings to know that fucking Julio Cesar Chavez hits like a fucking Mack truck? I don't. I don't need to see the 90 rating to know that. I don't need the 90 rating in it to know that once I see someone use Terrence Crawford, they're gonna switch southpaw and just fucking spam me. I don't need the 90 rating. I don't. I know what you're gonna do, bro. I honestly know what you're gonna do. And one of the last things I wanted to talk about. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Here you go, right here. It would be way more exciting if you had to base your fighter select on boxing knowledge and not ratings. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, I know Amir Khan has a terrible fucking chin. but he's fast as fuck though. I could probably do work with him. I agree with that.
That makes
I
sense.
100%. Yeah,
Mhm.
that 100% make, and that forces people to not only, okay, let me go watch a finance video. Let me see. Okay, he broke down this fighter. Let me go watch a Diaz video or this video. Let me go watch these videos to see what these guys they're breaking down and doing fighter deep dives on these certain guys. Let me see what they're talking about rather than just going. I just fought Norton solo blocking ranked. He used the mirror Khan in the southpaw. I gotta turn over and do the same exact thing. I'm tired of that in combat sports games, dog. It's so annoying. It's such a phenomenon. People see one person do something and they just everybody else follows, bro.
bro.
Like you
That's
got
just
people
disgusting.
in Southpaw before this last patch were in Southpaw with Joe Frazier. Like, come on, bro. That's it. I
Bro,
ain't
I
never seen
can't
Joe
tell
Frazier.
you how many times I will see like a fucking Ryan Garcia go southpaw, just start spamming jabs now. Or, like I was playing fucking Augustus yesterday. I was like, goddamn power hook to the body and southpaw kind of. Let me swap back because I'm recording the video. I don't want nobody going southpaw with him and
Yeah.
just spamming the power hook to the body because it's just crack. And
It gets grimy, bro. It
it
gets
gets real
grimy.
grimy. And
It
these
gets
are,
grimy.
it's always crazy to me because these are the same people who say, I want to send boxing game. No, you don't.
Yeah,
You want
right.
to find what
No,
works.
Exactly.
You
don't.
want to find what works and abuse that shit, man.
Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Unless anybody else has any questions, I think we pretty much
I got something I want
went
to talk
over
about.
anything. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to give my general overview of kind of the vibe I got from talking with Will, aka Rockzilla, and Ash, just from a leadership perspective, from like the direction that they want the game to go. And that's something I was very curious about. I was wondering when we came out here, am I going to hear we don't want to do X, Y, and Z because we don't want to alienate the casual gamers? And I was hoping I didn't hear a lot of that, but I can say honestly, from listening to Ash and Will talk, for the majority, their heart's in a good place. For the majority, there is some stuff there I was like, nah, I don't really agree with that 100%. I think it definitely should go the other direction. But I can say, at least, especially with Ash, for sure, the majority of what he wants is kind of what we want overall as well. Where he wants an actual good boxing game, and he doesn't want a boxing game where, like Finance was talking about earlier, where like some just random person is playing for the first time and go pick up the controller, and now they're competing with someone who's been playing for a long time and really knows how to play the game. But it's a close fight, right? It shouldn't be that way. He seems to want it to have depth to the game and actually represent the sport properly. Which was good listening to them talk about some of the stuff that they wanted in the game that they had to cut basically because of all the issues regarding desync and the engine and all of that. But just hearing his base general ideas of what he wants in the game, right? And the other thing that we didn't talk about earlier when we was like talking about what they were telling us about the engine and desync, kind of what they couldn't do given the limitations, is it wasn't like they were saying like we can't fix X, Y, and Z, but basically we did our best. We tried everything we possibly could. We couldn't fix it. They told us off rip, like, yeah, we made a lot of mistakes. Like, yeah, we probably did things wrong in a lot of different places. Like, that's on us. So that's why I took that at more value, because they weren't just like trying to make it seem like they were perfect and they tried to basically do the best they could and it just wasn't working. They just admitted it straight up, like, yeah, looking back on it, that was a mistake. We probably shouldn't have done that, or we shouldn't have done it this way. We probably should have did this another way, and we made a lot of mistakes, and that's on us. And I like that they owned up to that and kind of had that transparency with that. I feel like that was definitely needed, given all the stuff we've been dealing with the past couple of years. So.
Yeah. I thought just before finance go, I mean, to hear them actually just admit it, because I feel like they knew and we all knew the exact same thing, and it kind of again just taken away from it. Nah, find this is hilarious, bro. This like shit. I'm gonna have to do more of these, bro. This shit is like some
Nah, that's actually
yeah,
hilarious, bro.
Yeah,
That's actually hilarious.
Like, let me raise my hand, but that's pretty much what I got to hear. Hear it come out of their mouths for me, it was enough. I know a lot of people are not gonna like the answers from the whole discussion or what we have to say. I mean, that's not for me or Finest or Diaz or Dark Side to really decide, but just to hear them say it to me personally, it was like, okay, now we can start moving on to something else. And I don't mean Undisputed too. Like moving on to like actually doing something about this game. But go ahead, Finals.
Okay. But the impression I really got when it came to a leadership perspective, I'm actually glad that Darkside brought that up because I think that's pretty important. What I gathered from talking mainly to Will and even a little bit to George and even Ash, I could see what I think happens with a lot of companies because I think since it was an NDA, I guess I could talk about it. You can see from a leadership perspective where sometimes information gets bottlenecked and it doesn't get to the right people even though it's being communicated. And I definitely got that impression from certain people that are in a leadership position that that is happening, where there are some people who are communicating the right things. They are expressing directly what it is that we as consumers feel. And then it gets kind of caught up and then not really brung up. Or if it is brung up, it's like swept under the rug a little bit because there's another opinion that may be a little bit more popular. But what I really enjoyed about having the chance to talk with the devs is that we got to directly give that opinion that I think a lot of the consumers have and clear up situations where for them, because the whole trip to me was about giving perspective more than was about crown and more than it was about winning a belt or anything else under the sun.
100%.
It was
100%.
yeah, it was just making sure that what we experienced from all of you guys who are in the chat and who may be watching this back on playback is that we give them the perspective that you have directly. And when it got to Ash specifically, and even Will, I could see during the conversation where certain opinions got flipped, and there was just a click and an understanding there. So
Yeah.
whether or not they, take the information and do the right things with it, that we wash our hands of that. But we did what you guys will want us to do, which is just give the information and then see what they do.
And I
Yeah.
actually appreciated that we said with Ash, and he didn't duck any question. He didn't duck a single question. So I appreciated the fact that he sat there and he answered everything, and not only that, he asked us what is one thing that you don't like about the game, and just to sit there and just listen to everybody individually, like it really meant a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%. That's why at the end I didn't record it. And I'm glad I didn't, because if I would have posted that, oh my goodness. Jim and
Wait,
Mary
the
and
last thing?
content creators are shills. When I was like, I appreciate, because I mean it's true though. Like a lot of developers, bro, they don't sit in a room and have that conversation that we had. They just don't. That's why I brought up the UFC thing when they was having that conversation. The Discord devs was like, "Well, go play fucking UFC 3. We don't care."
Mhm.
Because Undisputed could easily do that. And I'm not gonna lie, with this fucking community, geez Louise, I'm surprised they haven't fucking done it already. Because
You can
my
explain things
goodness,
sometimes, and we give you the direct answer that was from them, or even sometimes they'll give. I see it in Discord all the time where they give you the direct answer as to why something is happening the way that it is, and then because sometimes as a community we have, or as people, we all have our own opinions about how we view things. But you have to be able to listen to understand and not listen to just tell them what you think is going on, because at the end of the day, they're the ones making the game, not you.
yeah,
So you have to take what they're telling you as either is truth, and sometimes they could be being honest and really honest with you about why certain things are the way that they are. And I think as a community, we have to do a better job of understanding the devs too, because even though we want something a certain way, if they're having challenges and they're being authentic with us and telling us that, I'll just watch Harada tell everybody go play tag too, bro. We don't give a fuck if that's the style
right,
of game that you want. So
right.
we're in a privileged position where the CEOs don't fucking sit down with creators and just listen.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's a very privileged position to even be able to do that. So big shout out to Still City Interactive for sure.
And that, and to like kind of like end it off because I know DS got. This is gonna be the last thing I said. Then I'm gonna pass it off to DS. Before we end it. This is why it kind of bothered me, and I'm gonna expand upon this in the video because it was the same exact thing with the creators who got the whole Crown League thing. Oh, why wasn't this person invited and that person invited? I saw some people was like, why this question wasn't asked, and if I was in a room, I wouldn't have asked about what the crowd was. I would have asked about this, and this is my thing with that whole segment. And I hate to be an asshole, but it's like everybody. This is gonna sound so assholish, but everybody says what they'll say until like they're actually put in that position, and then you start second guessing everything. Because that went through my head, dog. I was like, if I ask this question, is this really gonna go over well? Or if I ask this question, is this like is they gonna give me that answer that I really want to hear?
Honestly.
Bro, you gotta make sure you don't.
I think it's pretty evident.
But
You just gotta make sure you keep it respectful. That's the thing. People say they will say like this, they will say that, but once you get to that position, like you said, you're not gonna say anything. You're just gonna stay there. You know what I mean? It's just like
like a lot of people are gonna like freeze up, and honestly I feel like we were more than respectful at times. Why? Because I ain't gonna lie, I was reading the room. The motherfuckers think we was like just getting heated, like that conversation we had on that Thursday, about like the meta and everything. That's regular conversations we have just in Discord calls. That's not even like no crazy shit. And I was like, bro, I hope they don't think we just being assholes because it's like we just having honest conversations.
I think it was a good conversation.
I think a lot of people just have surface level thinking. So hopefully when I upload this entire fucking interview, everybody gets what they at least are looking for out of it. Because I saw some people like, why you didn't ask for the block and these animations and that animations
and the crazy thing, all of that got asked too.
Yeah, all of that got asked. Yeah, all of that got asked. It just got split up. Yeah. But when I'm asking questions, I'm asking in a sense of these are like the three main things. One, is the question practical enough for this person in this position to answer? Because believe it or not, a lot of people running these companies don't actually know how the games work. Like it's just facts. They don't know how these games work. That's why a lot of times when the question was asked, I was like, he's probably gonna go to Will on this question. He really only did like once or twice, which kind of shocked me. I thought he was gonna go to like Shep or like Will or like the QA testing and be like, answer this. So that was like the first thing I think about when you ask the questions. And then I said three things. Really, too. The second thing is how you're saying it, and then what you're saying, and the tone you're saying it in. I feel like a lot of people be like, well, the block fucking sucks, and every time I throw a block, it does this, and it's just like,
and the dev is like,
yeah, they're gonna
not hearing you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you can't say
sounds
like
that sounds good on video in front of like people who are watching, but when you're like actually like in that position, you have to reword everything you say. Not saying you have to completely just like go from this super critical person to fucking extremely respectful. You don't have to fucking do that, but just fucking articulate your thoughts correctly. I think that's the I thought that's pretty good. But I want to do more of these. We're probably just before we get off, I'm pretty much finalized everything for season 2. Everyone. I know a lot of people were asking about season 2. I gotta have a meeting with a few, like 1 or 2 more people, and then we're good. I pretty much got everything out of the way, so that should be hopefully this week. It depends on how long that shit gonna take me to edit, and knowing me, it's gonna take me a minute. So it's probably gonna be sometime next week. For the announcement, I'll probably get on stream and do something like that. And then the last thing is with this interview and Undisputed 2 and whatever, like I was telling Poe, again, it might not be the answer that you want, but I'm just happy that everyone got an answer. That's really what I care about the most. I saw a comment saying they're trying to phrase it as they're there for the community. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I was not there for them. I was there for this creator league to get lit, eat food. That's what I was there for. Give a fuck about no nigga.
The food was good, man.
I
I'm
definitely
I'm just keep it a being with you. Now, when we was in that interview, yeah, I was thinking about the community 1000%. But that trip, I was not thinking. Waking up every day thinking about how I'm gonna please the community. God damn sure I've been doing that. I'm
I'm not gonna lie too. I was lit, and then as soon as we got in the conversation, I fucking just locked in. Like,
yeah,
I
you just lock in, bro.
the main thing too is like for me. I know we're trying to end this and shit, but
No,
that
go
shit
ahead.
was like a dream come true for me. I don't know if I really even communicated that enough because I did a live stream talking about shit and whatever, but this never happened before. Like what, like a combat sports game in person. Besides, like when the ESFL did it, but the level that it was done to, bro, unfucking believable, just mind blowing. Like 16-year-old me is just screaming somewhere. Like, so thank you, Jay, and thank you, Still City, bro. Like, and
Yeah,
all
that's.
you
I
guys
mean,
are
that's
doing.
what I was telling Box, bro. Like everybody was telling me thank you, but I was just like, bro, I just when finance we was doing the practice joint on Thursday, and then finance was like this is like 14 years in the making, and it was just like, bro, that just put it a lot into perspective how much this meant for some people. And I was telling Box, I was drunk, so if Box you're still in here, I know I probably told you this like 10 times. I was, bro, that crowd I was lit, dog. So I know I probably told you this a bunch of times, but bro, it's like at the end of the day, dog, is bigger than just the game. I think for us to be playing video games and we're in this position now to where we can do this again. I feel like we are gonna do it again. If I'm being quite honest, just to see like the excitement because I did talk to the guy after the event. Austin, shout out to him at HyperX, the director over there. They were so excited, dog. They were like, "We gotta do this again," and I'm pretty sure SCI are probably gonna do it because that turnout was crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not. I'll keep saying this. There was a shit ton of people there. It's like a lot of people there, especially like Darkside said in the VIP area. It was a lot of motherfuckers there, bro. So I imagine we had like a month's worth of time to actually promote that. I think the event will go way better, and then we can actually stream it. I think it's gonna go way better than it did the first time, honestly. So I feel like we kicked the door down with this one. Now we're open up to everything. Box I said would have never thought blow up lessons for sure, 100%, bro. It's just crazy we're all here for a video game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave this VOD up. So if anybody that's watching post stream can watch this. It's been Jay, Finest, Darkside, and Diaz. And I want to do more of these. Hopefully, once Undisputed 2 gets announced, I wanna bring these back. I've been wanting to bring back the roundtable. If y'all don't know, it's something I've been wanting to do for so long, man. So bringing this back, bro, I kind of miss it with myself, S. Juice, and Pressy. So hopefully we can bring back more of these community things. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting this many people to be in here, but next time I can like bring people up to like have them like call in. So like they won't be like actually on the stream, but like they can call in like an actual radio show and like talk and shit. There's so much shit you can do with this. So I want to actually put this website to fucking use. But shout out to Junebug, shout out to Ed.